You can do the whole thing round trip in one day. And for some extra adventure, we're going to stop off at a small village about halfway between Machu Picchu and Cusco. Small village by the name of Ollantaytambo. So after a few hours, we arrive in Ollantaytambo, and you will see that this is a very special village. The native Quechua Indians here are actually living in homes that were constructed hundreds of years ago by the ancient Inca. It's like stepping back in time here at Ollanta. Inca walls, beautifully preserved, and the locals are still living in these structures. The kids are real friendly because they're trying to sell us some trinkets.
This is still a farming village. Population here is roughly 3,000 people. All of them are farmers.
And they do their farming by hand with a hand sickle. They don't use many machines around here in the farmlands. Very simple lifestyle at Ollantaytambo. So we take an easy walk through this interesting little village.
This is a beautiful street. Huh?
Okay.
Look at this Incan street. This is a very narrow. No doors pierced in the stone wall. The low part of any Inca stone wall is well fitted. A better masonry, but the high part is plastered.
Is this river?
Look at here. This bamboo rod which is crowned with this plastic bag means there is a chicheria. They are drinking chicha. This is a chicheria. A chicheria is a little place where it's possible to drink the local beer. It is a fermented beverage made of corn.
Can we go see? Going inside some of these buildings in the little village is always a much more rewarding experience than just walking outside on the alley. So now we're going to go inside a typical house.
This is an Incan dwelling. Look at this is the central courtyard, which is framed by independent rooms. We have the permission to get in. This is, in this case, their kitchen. This way, please. Yeah. Right in their kitchen, they are grazing their guinea pigs. Look for your guinea pig for your dinner this night. This is just their kitchen. This is just their kitchen.
That's why the food is here.
Well, this is really a Geographic Society moment, standing in this simple kitchen, looking at the guinea pigs who are running around in the kitchen with its dirt floor.
Run for your lives.
We're really in touch with the basic lifestyle of Peru in this simple place with the open hearth and the wood-fired stove, pots on the fire. This is how most of the people of Peru still live today.
He is one of the owners of this Incan dwelling. He is a weaver. He is a weaver.
You notice the simple backstrap loom. This is still the traditional way of making textiles. Most of the Quechua are fairly self-sufficient. They grow their own food and they make their own clothing. And they build their own homes, all by hand. Fortunately, this house has opened itself up to us because they're selling some of the goods, as are the kids of the village. They're always looking to make a dollar here, so they've got their little dolls and little handicrafts up for sale.
This lady in front of us is a modern Inca. Her ancestors were roughly like her. She is an Indian in genetic terms. Well, she is an Inca.
As we walk along through the village, our guide Anibal tells us some about the traditions and history of the village of Ollantaytambo.
Ollantaytambo was a big storehouse during the Inca times. Well, right in the middle, there is an Incan remain, which was a stock room. Stock rooms for food, potatoes, corn, and other varieties of food. The temple is up there. Incas built their temple up there, crowning that rocky spur to the left side. There is a long staircase leading up. A temple at the arrival of the Spaniards was still under construction. Up there you see the regional gutter, bringing water from snow capped mountains over there. Some stone walls to the left side are Inca walls.
Make sure you have lots of film on your visit to Ollanta, because the buildings and the people and the surroundings of this village make for some beautiful pictures. Such an interesting site to walk through. Descendants of the Inca. We did see a little bit of modern construction, a nice new house going up here right in the village, but most of these structures are very, very old. It's the only Inca settlement still inhabited in Peru that has survived pretty much the way it was laid out hundreds of years ago. And yet we have these modern touches, the incongruity of a motorcycle being hauled out of an old stone building. Ollanta played a very significant role at the end of the Inca history, for it was here in 1537 that a major battle took place between the Spanish and Manco Inca, who was leading a rebellion, a native rebellion against the Spanish. And the Spanish won and pushed Manco further back into the jungle to his final retreat of a small village of Vilcabamba that he built in the jungle. But really, Ollantaytambo was the last stand of the Inca culture in that sense. And it amazingly still stands today. Proud and thoroughly Peruvian, and yet entering the modern age. Quite an amazing village to visit. Now we're continuing back to Cusco. The valley gets a little drier as we gain altitude getting up towards Cusco. Machu Picchu is at a lower elevation, closer to the Amazon jungle, so the Urubamba is a much greener and lusher environment back there. But now we're heading back to Cusco.